The golf cart battery has made its way to the healing bench where things usually come to die, and I would say the probability of this getting back in the golf cart is asymptotically zero. But it seems like this cover is actually bonded with some kind of adhesive to the battery. Let's see if we can get it out and get a visual on the BMS and the cells, and maybe that will tell us something. But yeah, I mean, when battery goes to zero, I don't have high hopes. Lead acid, probably they're shot with lithium. It's probably even higher probability that they're shot. So yeah, let's see if we can get in and at least examine what's happening. So I'm trying to make a little slot here with the hacksaw between the cover and the body of the case to give an opening for the carpet knife. And yeah, generally not a good idea to be cutting into a battery pack. I got the big boy gloves. Let's see if this does something. The box cutter doesn't seem to have any chance. I got the heat gun out on 400, and I got the demolition screwdriver with a little hammer. Let's see if we need to get the big hammer. The heat gun seems to be doing something, so I'll keep it on 400 and see if that helps. Okay, it's been about maybe 5-6 minutes, and heat plus hacksaw, I think I'm in. And yeah, the heat is making the plastic soften up and deform, so this is definitely not going back the same way. I got a little panel popping tool here, and yeah, I think we're open. At this pace, it will probably take 2 days. So we'll have to think of something a little more efficient, and of course power tools are likely to show up. It's been another 10 minutes or so. What seems to work is to get the blade of the box cutter pretty hot. So I saw somewhere on the case PC, which I'm guessing is polycarbonate. I looked up the transition temperature and it's 300. So I set my heat gun to like 400 and kind of going like this with a hot blade. And I'm moving the heat gun up and down. And now it's cracked open till roughly here. So let's give it another 10 minutes and see if we can get to the corner. Of course, this top cover is a little bit of a shell because it has these reinforcement ribs that add some geometric stiffening. It's been another 10 minutes or so. So the heat and the X-Acto knife seem to work pretty well. This whole side is open now. You can see from top to bottom. And yeah, getting the plastic hot and the knife hot, it's cutting through this plastic ring, and then I can come with the prying tool and pop it open. So let's keep going while everybody is asleep. It's been another 25 minutes or so. So now this side is cracked almost down to the bottom. It's been about another 40 minutes. I got the cold chisel out, X-Acto heat gun, and yeah, I mean, we're, I would say, a little more than halfway in. I can kind of start seeing what's going on inside, so I think this is just the beginning of a terrible adventure that will end with a pile of money being burned. But at least I get to spend some time in the garage. So the lid is starting to come off. Three sides. It's off, but here around the posts it's getting very hard to get the X-Acto knife in place. So I need to think about it, maybe try to get a windshield cutting cable and see if that will work. It's been a couple of days. I got this cheap windshield cutting tool from Amazon. Let's give it a try and see if we can get it all the way out. It's been about 5 minutes and this seems to work quite well. The heat gun and then the windshield cutting wire, and I'm already past the corner here. It's been going very slow. The access is quite limited, but all of this is now open. So all the way down and all the way to here. Back to trying to take the lid off the battery case. It's been kicking my butt. The windshield wire is quite effective, but the posts on the inside are above the level of the plastic lid. So the cable is always trying to cut into the post, which I'm sure would be quite easy, but I'm still trying to avoid, so I have to try to go around the post, and that's going quite slowly, but we're getting close. I have these, let's say, 8 inches left. So slow and steady wins the race, right? Or maybe the angle grinder comes out, and then it's gonna be horsepower wins the race. It's been about 10 minutes, so you can see the cable is cutting into the plastic quite effectively. Maybe too effectively, but nothing you can't fix with some JB Weld. And of course, if you can't fix it with JB Weld, it's probably not worth fixing. Let's keep going. Getting close to the end here. So you can see this corner is open. And we're now down to this last few inches here, and this inside corner, very limited access. It's gonna be not fun, but getting there. Okay, we're down to this corner now. Just here, trying to cut through the seal without cutting to the connection between the terminal and where the battery ends, which is around here. So this wire needs to be on the inside of this post, which is sticking above the level of the lid. Yeah, it's hard to see, but getting close, more progress. Okay, here we are. Little silent assassin skills finally came in handy. So let's see what's under the cover. Woohoo! Yeah, here in the very end, it was going a little higher than the contact, but that should be fine. And this is what I was talking about, that the terminals are above the level of the lid. So when using the wire, it had to go above to clear. Okay, overall, pretty good. Here's the fuse. Here's the BMS. And let's look for traces of magic smoke, and let's check the cells individually. Here's the voltage at the battery terminals directly at the assembly level, 384 millivolts. So, yep, no bueno. But can we save the BMS, and can we do something with this battery pack? Still unknown. Starting to disassemble things. So all these bolts were T30 Torx. So the BMS board is free and has these, I'm guessing, temperature sensors that have this elastic gluing them to the terminals here and here. And yeah, board is free. Cool, that's possibly the main current control resistor. So according to a quick search, this is a 200 amp relay. So it has just a positive connection here, and I guess that's what closes the contacts and connects the battery positive to the actual terminal. So this gets the signal from this little board, and this little board has the pin header that plugs into the BMS here on the other side. Okay, let's keep going. We're getting pretty close. So like I said before, the probability of this battery going back even with new cells is probably 0. This is more for the pursuit of science, and maybe helps out someone. Opening the lid with the little silent assassin setup. Yeah, in these internal corners behind the terminals, it's getting pretty tricky. Maybe someone has a better way of doing this. Let's see if we can get the cells out. Here's the fuse, for the sake of documentation, assembled in Mexico. 80 volts DC, 2700 amps. X. So, I don't know what I was thinking, that the battery will just come out. It feels like maybe it's glued to the bottom. Oof, it's like the largest iPhone battery I've ever seen. Another thing is there are these, I guess, resistors. They don't look too happy up here. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, I'll think about what to try to do next. It seems like the BMS is actually this board together with this board, because yeah, the two boards were connected using this cable only, so just 4 wires. So I guess the individual batteries are connected to this part of the BMS where it does the monitoring, and then it sends some information over these 4 signals to the main part of the BMS, which has the microcontroller, and then it goes to the motor controller. Okay, let me know if you have any ideas.